as a medium to get my feelings out, because as a Facebooker I realized that I was wasting my time. There are so many educated Nigerians now on Facebook, older Nigerians in their 40s, 50s, who are on Facebook, who discuss our country. Unfortunately, they appear to have very limited ideas as to how to implement parts of our discussion that would somehow create a better Nigeria. So I decided, well, you know what? I wanted to speak on YouTube. I believe that whatever I had to say will somehow get to where it needs to go. Since the death of Dele Giwa in 1986, Nigerians are quite scared. What bothers me is that we live in a democratic society. At least that's what they say. But it also has dictatorial tendencies. In other words, there's only so much you can say and get away with. So the reason I speak is because I want to be able to say whatever I believe is true when I hear it, when I see it, when I read it. Dele Giwa was killed at least the letter bomb was delivered by a Mohammed Buba Marwa. At least that's the story anyway. Had something to do with a tape that Maman Vatsa, General Vatsa, had smuggled out of the tribunal. It had to do with the inner workings of Babangida's government. Probably the perpetration of billions and billions of dollars stolen by the Babangida regime. Babangida is reported to have stolen close to $22 billion. Yet he still walks around a free man, living the life of an emperor. Private runways, private jets. In a third world country, nobody can afford that stuff. Unless they actually stole the money. Which in Nigeria is nothing new. Stealing money is part of what we do in government in Nigeria. Dele Giwa was a man who was fearless, a man who believed that the truth would set us free. Since I made my first video on YouTube, basically all my Facebook friends have disappeared. They are all scared to death. And that is a sad thing in this thing we call a democracy. Even friends of mine that are not even on Facebook are scared. They don't want to be associated with me anymore. And I told them, fine, that's not a problem. But the amount of fear that Nigerians face is truly, truly surprising to me. They scream democracy from here to the heavens. They cry out that they are actually free. Yet they are scared to death that someone they are associated with either by the Facebook medium or as old and long-time friends are scared. It means that Nigeria is not a practicing democracy. In a democracy, there has to be freedom of speech. It doesn't matter what is said. One should be able to say it. Must be freedom of assembly, peaceful assembly. It doesn't matter why they assemble, is that they be allowed to assemble. I am perturbed. Yes, I am bothered. But I am also angry that Nigerians are simply afraid in a democracy. If we are afraid of the police or the Nigerian Secret Service or the Nigerian Security Agency or whatever that thing is that scares Nigerians to death, then what is the point? As long as one does not threaten the life of the politicians or threaten the life, of the president, then they have nothing to say. I remember a reporter from Boston, I believe it was, a Nigerian guy, I can't remember his name, was stopped at the airport, taken in for a couple of hours for questioning because he criticized Goodluck Jonathan. That is not a democracy. Not at all. So if I am to be scared and believe that my country is a democracy, then there is no point. Tell me that I live in a society that is part democratic, part autocratic, and part dictatorial. In other words, you will force upon me silence.